Lucy Bassett joins us from Mexico City. She co-directs the Humanitarian Collaborative at the University of Virginia. Lucy, good to have you with us. I know that a lot of your work focuses on how children are uniquely affected in disasters like this. How so?
So children are the most vulnerable. Their brains are developing in the early years, and everything that happens basically lays the foundation for the rest of their lives. So the stress, the trauma, the fear that they experience at this time will stick with them and can affect their mental health, their physical health, their learning, their behavior for life.
You can understand, of course, in something like this, how that would be, but you also always hear that children are so resilient, even more resilient than adults. So which is it?
It's both. They're resilient if they receive the support that they need, and that means that they have caregivers who are paying attention to them and supporting them. It means they have a sense of normalcy returned, a feeling of safety. When they have those things, yes, they can thrive. So I feel hopeful for children in Turkey and Syria who've experienced this earthquake if they can get the support that they need.
You know, we saw this a lot after the devastating earthquake in Haiti back in 2010. The little children were the first ones to want to go back to playing and to having a normal life. And they seemed like they really had that will to move forward well before the adults did.
It's true. Play can be incredibly helpful in terms of bringing back that sense of normalcy, a sense of resilience, a sense of joy. And I think that can carry over to help adults cope with this tragedy as well.
Yeah, they definitely helped distract people from, all of the needs at the immediate moment. One thing that I worry about here is something that we also saw in Haiti. In a place like Syria, where there aren't a lot of resources, how at risk will children there be of things like being trafficked elsewhere?
That's a huge risk, especially for girls. And so there are protocols out there that need to be followed to help reunite girls and young children with their parents, and then other kinds of community support to play with those kids and give them health, nutrition, and other services, and sort of keep track of them will be critical.
Something else that bothers me is after a tragedy like this, when so many children, say in Syria, have lost their parents and there are so few resources available to them. I mean, this was a tragedy even before the earthquake in Syria. There's so many people around the world who would be willing to open their homes to children like this, but it's just impossible in those situations.
It's true, and it's wonderful to see the outpouring of support around the world for the families and children affected. There are a lot of partners who really focus on young children who are gathering resources that are open source, that are in Turkish and Arabic, and trying to distribute these, whether they're kind of hard copy resource kits, toy kits, to children at distribution points for food and water, kind of using existing structures. And then there are also a lot of digital resources that we have learned about through COVID response that can be used in this case to reach families with young kids via WhatsApp or social media or phone that can provide them with information about where services are, how to play with kids, how to support children. So those are some really great resources available.
So when you look at what has happened and the situation that children in both of these countries face, what concerns you? What are you looking at in terms of the response to them?
I think we're doing a great job starting with meeting the basic needs, getting kids out who are stuck under the rubble, making sure they have safe places, food, water. What really concerns me is the longer term impact and making sure that they have ways to process the trauma and the stress, that they have opportunities to play and learn again. And that will take money, that will take coordinated efforts, both using the international system and using local groups who really understand culture, location, and recent history. So I think that kind of sense of coordination and getting a really well-rounded package that meets kids' variety of needs.
All right, Lucy Bassett, good to talk to you.
Thank you.